you. Now the procession music will be played. The procession music will be played. If you are ready.
Georgia, Georgia, the whole day through. Just an old sweet song keeps Georgia on my mind. Georgia on my mind. I said, Georgia, Georgia, a song of you comes as sweet and clear as moonlight through the pines. Other arms reach out to me, other eyes smile tenderly. Still in the peaceful dreams I see, the road leads back to you. I said, Georgia, oh, Georgia.
Distinguished guests, would you please
No
rise
peace
as the congregation procession, which will be followed by the chancellors, progresses to the auditorium. Please rise.
University, we ask for love to fill the invite the university chaplain to lead us in an opening prayer. Reverend Father Gabriel Isasi.
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. O God, our help in ages past, we praise and thank you for from your hands come all we have and everything we are. We give you thanks for this new convocation ceremony of the Pan-Atlantic University, at which a good number of our brothers and sisters are going to receive the academic recognition they deserve. We give you thanks for having helped them to successfully reach the end of their undergraduate programs and for bringing us all together to share their joy. Lord, you have blessed our country with abundant resources to be used for your honor and glory and for the well-being of our neighbor. Yet, the new graduates are going out to face the challenges of uncertainties and the moral, economic, and political problems that beset our country, still devastated by the COVID-19 pandemic that is ravaging the whole world. May the new graduates, Lord, know how to bring their talents to bear in resolving these problems while trusting firmly in you. Help them to use their talents in service to our country, for the solution of its social problems, for the progress of the less privileged, and for the development of university education, so that we may make life more humane, more dignified, and more honest. We ask you, Lord, that in accomplishing this, each of us may continue developing our vocation to love you, who is love, who created us in your own image and likeness, and who are omnipotent and eternal. God of infinite goodness, our strength in adversity, our health in weakness, our comfort in sorrow, be merciful to us, your people. Bless us with your kingdom of justice, love, and peace. Make of the new graduates God-fearing people, leaders who care for others and who will lead them in the path of peace, prosperity, and progress. These we ask through Jesus Christ, our Lord, who lives and reigns with you in the unity of the Holy Spirit, God, forever and ever. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit.
You may be seated, please. Pan-Atlantic University is empowered to grant degrees, certificates, and other distinctions, as well as to award medals, prizes, and other titles. I therefore invite the Vice-Chancellor to constitute this assembly as a congregation of the Pan-Atlantic University for the purpose of awarding degrees.
I hereby constitute this assembly as a congregation of Pan-Atlantic University for the purpose of awarding degrees to the students who were successful in the examinations held in the 2020-21 academic session.
So on that note, we say welcome to the 18th convocation ceremony of the Pan-Atlantic University. Permit me to introduce the members of the High Table. I will start from your left. The Dean of the Lagos Business School, Professor Chris Ogbechi. The Dean of the School of Management and Social Sciences, Dr. Oluwashola Oni. The Pro-Chancellor of the University, Mr. Odein Henry Ajimogobia, SAN, OFR, who is unavoidably absent today, but ably represented by Dame Chief Sena Anthony, Member, Governing Council, Pan-Atlantic University. The Vice Chancellor of the University, Professor Juan Manuel Elegido. The Deputy Vice Chancellor, the Dean of the School of Media and Communication, Dr. Mike Okolo. The Director of the Institute of Humanities, Mrs. Ifeyinwa Awago. The Dean of the School of Science and Technology, Dr. Darlington Aholo. The University Bossa, Mr. Donatus Obuike. The Director of the Yemisi Shillong Museum of Art, Dr. Jess Castellotti. And the Director of the Enterprise Development Center, Mr. Peter Bamkole. I invite the Vice Chancellor to formally welcome the members of this congregation.
The representative of the Pro-Chancellor, Dame Chief Sena Anthony, member of the Governing Council of Pan-Atlantic University. Other members of the Governing Council of the University. The trustees of the Pan-Atlantic University Foundation. Visiting Vice-Chancellors from other universities. Professor Albert Talos, Emeritus Professor and First Vice-Chancellor of Pan-Atlantic University. Prince Yemisi Shillong, promoter and donor of the Yemisi Shillong Museum of Art of the University. Principal officers of the University, Deans of the various schools, Mr. Peter Bankole, Director of the Enterprise Development Center, Mrs. Ifeyinwa Awagu, Director of the Institute of Humanities, Dr. Jess Castellotti, Director of the Yemisi Shillong Museum of Art of Pan-Atlantic Universities, Mr. Frank Aibogun, President of the Lagos Business School Alumni Association, Mr. Nana Adim, the President of the Pan-Atlantic University Alumni Association, members of Senate, staff and students of the university, the graduates, the relations and guests, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I welcome you all to the first session of the 18th Convocation Ceremony of Pan-Atlantic University. In my speech last year, I focused on our reaction to the early stages of the COVID-19 pandemic. I am afraid that a year later, COVID still has to be my main topic. Still, there has been significant progress. While last year I concentrated on our move to online teaching, this year I am able to report on the way in which we have resumed physical work and teaching. In the main campus of the university, we resumed physical work in September 2020, though at that time, staff were only coming to campus 50% of the time. Students started the new session online in October, as usual, but by January 2021, they returned physically to campus. In the Lekki campus, that is this campus, which hosts the Lagos Business School and the Enterprise Development Center, due to the special nature of their activities and the older age profile of many of their students and participants, physical activity was resumed at a more deliberate pace, and throughout the session, teaching was done using hybrid formats, while most staff were attending physically only 50% of the time. Taking a bird's eye view, I would say that our reaction to COVID-19 during this session was characterized by two main traits, both of them well aligned with the university's ethos: seriousness and transparency. We were quite serious in the way we observe the established protocols. Many visitors have commented on how struck they were by the universal observance within the campuses of the use of masks and the keeping of social distance, frequent hand washing and temperature checks. To be frank, I cannot claim that the level of compliance was 100%, but it was certainly very high, much more so than in most other environments. We also made a point of testing all students whenever they resume after a vacation, and all hostel residents in the main campus who for one reason or another had to leave campus when they returned. This resulted in all our students being tested at least twice, and many of them more times. We were also thorough in applying our trace and test protocols in relation to any identified positive cases. All of this resulted in our being able to contain any outbreaks before a significant number of students could be infected. In fact, we had an inspection from the Lagos State Ministry of Health to our main campus, in which they reviewed all our protocols and tested a random number of our staff and students, a random sample of our staff and students. And at the end of the day, they congratulated us and stated in writing that the systems we had put in place had proved effective in curbing the spread of COVID. We also were transparent throughout. The university set up a special online information portal and gave access to it to all staff and students. This applied only to our main campus, as it is there that we have many resident students. The portal contained information which was updated regularly on the number of students tested, any new positive cases, students in isolation, those who had moderate symptoms, those needing hospitalization. Fortunately, there was none of the latter, and recoveries. In this way, we succeeded in keeping staff and students informed and minimizing rumors. Of course, we did many other things during this session beyond battling COVID-19. As you will see in our annual report, which is available in our website, it was a very full year in which the university kept moving full steam ahead. We have opened the new hostel and work has already started on 2 more, to be completed by September next year. The Lagos Business School has started a DBA program. This is a professional doctorate in business administration. The NUC has already approved a new master's program in data science, and we have applied also for the approval of a new BSc program in film and multimedia studies. We hope these 2 programs will start in 2022. Once again, we were the university in Nigeria which had the highest cutoff score in JAMB. And in spite of this, or perhaps in part because of this, the number of students who selected us as the university, their first choice university in JAMB, increased by 67% over the previous year. We also had the official opening of the Felix Ohiwere building in the main campus. That is the building that hosts the School of Science and Technology, which was partially sponsored by Nigerian breweries. And the Ford Foundation has endowed the chair in sustainability to be named the Innocent Chukwuma Sustainability Chair. On a personal note, I have come to the end of my tenure as Vice-Chancellor. The trustees have already appointed Professor Enasio Konedo, the current Deputy Vice-Chancellor, and for many years, Dean of the Lagos Business School, to succeed me with effect from the 1st of January 2022. I have no doubt she will do a splendid job. I, on my part, will be very happy to keep working as a professor in the university and doing my best to keep moving this project forward. Speaking of appointments, I am happy to announce that the Board of Trustees of Pan-Atlantic University Foundation has appointed Reverend Father Dr. Anthony Odo, the Regional Vicar of the Opus Dei Prelature in Nigeria, as Chancellor of the University. The appointment takes effect on the 1st of January 2022. We are especially happy with the appointment of Father Odo in view of his past association with the university. Finally, I wish you to know that in this convocation, which takes place over 2 days, 20 graduates are getting a BSc in Business Administration, 15 a Bachelor in Accounting, 34 a Bachelor in Economics, 41 a Bachelor in Mass Communication, and 28 a Bachelor in Information Science and Media Studies. We will also award 1 postgraduate diploma in Community Relations and another one in Digital Media, 151 MBS, 42 Master of Science degree in Media and Communication, and 1 PhD in Media and Communication. We all in the university rejoice with the graduates. Thank you for your attention.
Given the significance of this occasion, I would ask for another round of applause for the Vice-Chancellor. I invite the Pro-Chancellor to deliver his address to this congregation.
Good morning, the Vice-Chancellor, the graduates, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Permit me to adopt the protocols established by our Vice-Chancellor. I first of all want to apologize for the inability of the Pro-Chancellor to be here this morning. He really was devastated when he called me to represent him. But it is my honor and privilege to represent him here this morning. On behalf of the Pro-Chancellor of Pan-Atlantic University, I wish to welcome you all to the first session of the 18th Convocation Ceremony of Pan-Atlantic University, in which we will award degrees to 339 men and women who have demonstrated that they are worthy in character and learning of being recognized as graduates of Pan-Atlantic University. In view of the COVID pandemic, and in order to keep appropriate social distance, the convocation has been divided into two sections. Today, we will award only BSc degrees, while advanced degrees will be awarded tomorrow. We wish to take advantage of this convocation ceremony to express our satisfaction in Pan-Atlantic University for the new policy directions that Professor Abubakar Rashid has been championing since his first appointment as Executive Secretary of the National Universities Commission, especially the announced intention of creating more space for Nigerian universities to seek differentiation in the content of the programs they offer. We do understand the concern of many to ensure that minimum academic standards are kept in the Nigerian university system. It was, however, a matter of deep concern to many of us who are involved in the system, and especially to many private universities, that until now, these minimum standards have been protected by enforcing what are substantially common curricula in all the programs offered by universities in the country. By doing so, minimum quality is preserved at the price of making innovation and differentiation in the system much more difficult. And it is our view that this is a far too high price to pay. Those of us who operate in the private sector of the economy have complained for long that there is a significant gap between the knowledge and attitudes fostered by many Nigerian universities and the knowledge, capacities, and skills required by a modern economy, stifling the ability of universities to be entrepreneurial and innovative only makes this problem worse. And of course, we cannot possibly aspire to become a fully developed economy without developing at least some world-class universities in the country. It should go without saying that a university that is hindered from differentiating its own programs and curricula from those of other universities cannot possibly aspire to be world-class. With the current advancement in technology and communication, the world is indeed a global village, and we need to produce graduates who can participate actively and successfully in that global village. For the avoidance of doubt, let me reiterate that we are not advocating a free-for-all in program design. We in Pan Atlantic University fully accept that there is a need for quality assurance in the system, and that is the mission of the NUC. However, we also firmly believe that the best way to ensure quality is not by imposing common programs in all universities, but by defining minimum standards and a core content that all universities should cover. We are aware that this is precisely the approach that since his appointment as the new Executive Secretary of the NUC, Professor Rashid has been trying to take, and we are greatly encouraged by this. We congratulate Professor Rashid on his reappointment as NU Executive Secretary with effect from 1st August 2021. We recognize that there are many obstacles in trying to implement a fundamental change in a reality as complex as the Nigerian university system. However, now that the necessary groundwork is already quite advanced, we dare to hope for a fast implementation of the long-announced changes in policy. From our point of view, this is a necessary precondition to our university being able to take the next steps forward in our developmental plan. Before I conclude, I must thank the university management for bringing our graduates through this period safely. Indeed, I must commend the commitment and dedication of the outstanding PAU faculty and staff under the excellent leadership of our outgoing Vice-Chancellor, Professor Elegido. Fellow members, I thank fellow members of the Governing Council and members of the Board of Trustees for their selfless service. They did ensure, despite the challenges of COVID, continuity in education and excellence in our university with technology and innovation. Let me conclude by congratulating all our graduates today and their proud families and friends. Graduates, I must commend your resilience for attending lectures, studying, and sitting for examinations in this difficult era of COVID testing, social distancing, wearing of masks, and constant sanitation of hands. I do hope that you will use the knowledge and skills you have acquired, not only in advancing your own personal interests, but also to contribute in an effective way to solving the needs of our dear country, Nigeria, so that through your efforts, all Nigerians may be empowered to lead productive and fulfilling lives. May God bless you all. I am confident that with a Pan-Atlantic University degree, you are on the ladder to a successful working life. Remember to reach for the stars, and the world will be at your feet. In conclusion, let me share with you, graduates, a few words of wisdom from a position of someone who graduated almost 50 years ago. Yes, 50. Never forget or abandon the values and ethics you have been taught here. A good name can never be bought with money. On being successful, remember the following. The famous footballer Pele said, "Success is no accident, It is hard work, perseverance, learning, studying, sacrifice, and most of all, love of what you are doing or learning to do. Also, the late General Colin Powell said, "Success is the result of perfection, hard work, learning from failure, loyalty, and persistence." Yes, there will be moments of failure, but in such moments, remember the words of the great Winston Churchill, who said, "Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts." Finally, always be passionate about God, and may God Almighty bless you with success in your endeavors and success in life. Huge congratulations to our 2021 graduates. Before I sit down, I must say a few words about our outgoing Vice Chancellor, the indefatigable Professor Huen Eligedu, as this will be his last convocation as Vice Chancellor of our university. Professor Huen Eligedu, who has been our Vice Chancellor since 2010, was one of the founders of the Lagos Business School, from which emerged the Pan-African, now Pan-Atlantic University. He has therefore devoted the last 30 years of his career to building and developing the institution, which has now become one of the leading private universities in Nigeria. He has been instrumental to the growth and success of the institution and is known for his humility, hard work, tenacity, and deep commitment to the institution. A professor of business ethics, he has entrenched the teaching of ethics in all schools and units of the university, ensuring that this is a core foundation of the university. His commitment to collegiality in decision-making, respect for others, and deep sense of spirit of service has gained him the admiration of all within the institution who also desire to emulate him. His talent for succession planning has resulted in his being succeeded by our first female Vice Chancellor, the brilliant Professor Enase Okonedo. Although Professor Eligedu will step down as Vice Chancellor, I'm very happy that he will still be with us as Professor of Ethics in our university. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand up and join me in giving a resounding applause of thank you to our Vice Chancellor, Professor Huen Manuel Eligedu. Thank you very much for all you've done for our university, Prof. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for listening.
Vice Chancellor, sir, the persons whose names will be called have fulfilled the requirements of the statutes and regulations of Pan-Atlantic University and have been found worthy, both in character and learning, to be admitted to the degrees of their schools. I hereby call on the Dean of the School of Management and Social Sciences to present the graduating students.
Will the graduating accounting students please stand? Vice-Chancellor, sir, I have the honor to present to you the following students who have successfully completed their degree examinations in the university taken in the 2020-2021 academic session. Those present and those who are unavoidably absent, whose names appear on this list and for whom I stand proxy.
By the authority of the Senate, I hereby admit the person standing to the degree of Bachelor of Science in Accounting of Pan Atlantic University. Congratulations.
Adigun Shakirat. Anozie Chinwendu. Emmanuel Rachel. Hassan Farida. Adelakun Ibrahim. Ursula Edmund. Tay Stephanie. Abdul Salam Oluwatobi. Akinsowo Toluwalokpe. Christopher Anita. Egbo Sochima. Okpobrisi Elohozino. Molade Ademola. Muhammad Hafizu. Odutayo Adeshile. Congratulations. Will the graduating business administration students please stand? Vice-Chancellor, sir, I have the honor to present to you the following students who have successfully completed their degree examinations in the university taken in the 2020-2021 academic session. Those present and those who are unavoidably absent, whose names appear on this list and for whom I stand proxy.
By the authority of the Senate, I hereby admit the person standing to the degree of Bachelor of Science in Business Administration of Pan Atlantic University. Congratulations.
Ekweme Chiamaka. Orapo Naomi. Yusuf Munira Iman. Abioye Abisola. Ajayi Oluwashetemi. Akinkugbe Oluwashemilola. Audu Enubi. Caesar Iyai Purple. Mbanefo Chidubem. Adakole Martha. Adebayo Oyindamola. Agu Ada. Akonde Oluwateniola. Chikeluba Derek. Egbuna Ebele. Ekeke James. Noruka Emeka. Nwakama Chijioke. Obialo Syracuse. Ojo Enake. Oko Aihe Faith. Congratulations. Will the graduating economics students please stand? Vice-Chancellor, sir, I have the honor to present to you the following students who have successfully completed their degree examinations in the university, taken in the 2020-2021 academic session, those present and those who are unavoidably absent, whose names appear on this list and for whom I stand proxy.
By the authority of the Senate, I hereby admit the person standing to the degree of Bachelor of Science in Economics of Pan Atlantic University. Congratulations.
Adeleke Kimberly. Konyaso Amarachi. Okere Chizoma, Oladele Christabel, Onyejiwa Chizaram, Oyahamo Sharon, Sani Yetunde, Ume Chinwilke, Afuakpe Olufonto, Akpofure Oganero, Alimi Taiwo, Amodu Theodora, Bajomo Oriofeolua, Deji Omotayo Oluamayo Mikun, Fregene Oganetega, Badamosi Hamid, Iwunze Chineye, Lade Jola Ogini Temitope, Messi Pascal, Nlewedim Chigozirim, Mwosu Chidiebere, Ogundeko Oluwatofunmi, Oluwaseun Ojo Daniel, Onyegbula Alexander, Oridota Babajide, Tonukari Ohene Vowero, Ujubonu Mwachukwu, Ezeobi Benedicta, Ijere Chidiebere, Ofoasia Richard, Okigbo Alessandro, Ozo Chukwebuka, Shomuiwa Ifeoluwa Kosimi, Wole Ilori Joshua, congratulations.
I hereby call on the Dean of the School of Media and Communication to present the graduating students. Please, a round of applause.
Will the graduating Information Science and Media Studies students please stand? Vice-Chancellor, sir, I have the honor to present to you the following students who have successfully completed their degree examination in the university taken in the 2020-2021 academic session. Those present and those who are unavoidably absent, whose names appear on this list and for whom I stand proxy.
By the authority of the Senate, I hereby admit the person standing to the degree of Bachelor of Science in Information Science and Media Studies of Pan Atlantic University. Congratulations.
Maduadiche Antonio, Wogu Abakuru Chika, Omo Irene, Wale Ilori Atinuka, Aliyu Etseogana, Aneto Ebaba Kasi, Brahma Jane Nuela, Duke Eme, Edema Ukwaris Mofe, Eluma Isioma, Iwelumo Osemedwa, Unri Jonathan, Waiwo Uzuamaka, Obiakwe Agnes Mary, Ojebobo Omokose, Okpala Monachimso, Okpalam Kansi Yochim, Olatunji Mofinyi Foluolua, Ono Ebube, Onyemachi Ogochukwu, Orimolade Praise Jah, also Jessica, Onye Sonya Oluwa Belumi, Ubong Abasi Obong Awami, Atibi Orisa Misan, Ikelua Chizara, Ogo Emmanuel Deborah, Komolafe Farouk, Congratulations. Will the graduating mass communication students please stand? Vice-Chancellor, sir, I have the honor to present to you the following students who have successfully completed their degree examinations in the university taken in the 2020-2021 academic session. those present and those who are unavoidably absent, whose names appear on this list and for whom I stand proxy.
By the authority of the Senate, I hereby admit the person standing to the degree of Bachelor of Science in Mass Communication of Pan Atlantic University. Congratulations.
Bankole Oluwakoyinsola, Adeniro Jasmine, Adebayo Oluwalani, Ariguzo Emmanuel, Egbakume Onoshoriame, Ekanimo Esimioso, Enwerido Oganefego, Godwin Sapirite, Iluromi Oluwatosin, Mume Chidera, Odu Ometomobo, Ogunorunyika Annabel, Ojia Enehua, Oladimeji Angela, Olise Uche, Oloroni Shola Eriolua, Olu Shola Oreolua, Ono Chukwudumebi, Osilike Peter, Onodugo Adeobi, Zulu Okafo Kamal, Animashau Adiola, Atafiri Naomi, Bakri Oluwatoni, Caesar Chidima, Idris Habiba, Ishebu Catherine, Kadiri Safa, Baisi Orisameyiwa, Mba Uzoaru, Mbonu Chisom, Nnadum Chikeziri, Nwezapu Oluchukwu, Okoli Chukwukadibia, Okoli Olivia, Obuike Nnachebem, Odobeatu Chidelu, Uwechie Priska, Amadi Chiagoziria, Koasi Henri Bernard, Moshood Bukola, Congratulations.
Class of 2021, a big shout out to yourselves. Okay, please, may the graduating students please stand. So we're going to perform a very short ceremony of turning of tassels. So if you notice, you've been wearing your tassels on the right. Now we're going to turn them to the left as a symbol of the achievement you've just, had, as a symbol of your graduation also from the university. So when I call out class of 2021, you move your tassels from right to left. Are we ready? Class of 2021, congratulations. At this point, we'd like to recognize in our midst representatives of vice-chancellors or their representatives from different universities. So now it's time for them to pass on their goodwill messages. And so I'd ask them to come out now. Please sit, sorry. The graduates, please sit. So, excuse me. We will now receive the goodwill messages. Invited vice chancellors, please make your way to the podium. Thank you. So please, we would like a short introduction, then before you hand over.
Okay. Thank you very much. I am Chinedum Peace Babalola, the Vice Chancellor of Chrisland University, Abeokuta.
I'm Olufunke Adeboye, Professor of History and Dean of Arts, University of Lagos. I'm representing the Vice Chancellor of the University of Lagos, Professor Oluwatoyin Temitayo Ogundipe. Thank you.
I'm Dr. Isaac Oladepo Onigbide, Dean Student Affairs, Macpherson University. Representing the Vice Chancellor, Professor Adeniyi Agonbiade, I want to say congratulations on this joyous occasion to Pan Atlantic University, Lekki, Lagos. Congratulations, sir.
I'm Christopher Odetunde, Vice Chancellor of Augustine University, Lara Ekpe. Thank you.
I am Professor Teju Shomorin. I'm the Dean of College of Postgraduate Studies. I'm a professor of taxation, but I'm standing in for the professor of Caleb University, the Vice Chancellor of Caleb University, Professor Nosa Owenzibi. He sends his greetings. Congratulations.
I'm Professor Nuruddin Raji, Dean, Faculty of Engineering. I stand in for the Vice Chancellor, Lagos State University, Professor Ibiyemi Olatunji Bello.
I'm Dr. Mrs. Modupe Adetuji. I'm the Acting Dean of the Faculty of Basic Medical and Applied Sciences, Trinity University. I'm representing my VC, Professor C.K. Ayo. He sent his goodwill message. Congratulations.
Thank you, Professor Timothy Anake, Director of Academic Planning, Conferment University. I'd like to congratulate Pan Atlantic University on this memorable occasion. Representing Vice Chancellor Professor Humphrey Adebayo of Conferment University.
you, sir. I'm Dr. Lani Pekun Ojo, Associate Professor, Marketing and Entrepreneurship. I represent my Vice Chancellor, Professor Elijah Adebowale Ayolabi, Mountain Top University. Congratulations.
I'm Dr. Olale Olatunde, Lee City University, representing my Vice Chancellor, Professor Kabiru Adeyemo, sending his greeting to you. Thank you.
Thank you. All protocols duly observed. I am Dr. Babatunde Akonchi, and I'm representing the Vice Chancellor, Professor Lukayode Amud of Elizade University. And he has sent me to bring goodwill messages and congratulations on your 18th convocation ceremony. Thank you.
So we say a big thank you to our sister universities. Thank you very much. Your presence is highly appreciated. Vice Chancellor, sir, I have the honor to present to you some first degree graduates who have merited prizes based on academic excellence and commendable achievements in the 2020-2021 academic session. The first award is to the best overall graduating student in 2021 with a cumulative grade point average of 4.99. It gives me great pleasure to call on Rachel Emmanuel. Rachel, don't go anywhere just yet. Rachel is also the best student in the accounting class.
I think it is worth mentioning, you may be surprised, I mean, how come she spoiled the perfect record and got 4.99 instead of 5. Apparently, in the second year, in the entrepreneurship course, I teamwork, and her team got a B there, and that spoiled the perfect record. Anyway.
The best student in mass communication. With a CGPA of 4.74, Bankole Oluwakoyinsola. the best student in Information Science and Media Studies. With a CGPA of 4.70, Wale Ilori Atinuka. The best student in Business Administration. With a CGPA of 4.96, Orato Naomi. The best student in economics with a CGPA of 4.95, Konyaso Amarachi. So to mention that the prize for the best student in accounting has been made possible, the award has been made possible by Professor and Mrs. Onafo Oluyombo. Please a round of applause for them. Now the prize for entrepreneurship, the Entrepreneurship Award, which is named for the first Vice-Chancellor of the university, Professor Albert Alos, and it's been awarded by the Enterprise Development Center. That award goes to Chinaza Obiekwe. Professor Alos, please join us. During the entrepreneurship course, Chinaza Obiekwe spearheaded her class group to set up a delivery business on campus, having seen a niche in the market due to the unavailability of logistics services around campus. So she used the knowledge she gained from her program in ISMS to develop the group's website from scratch and partnered with hospitality vendors across Lagos to deliver products to the intended market, the students at PAU. Following the completion of the entrepreneurship course, she decided to continue the business and still was doing it during her youth service. She's seen as a go-getter, and she's honing her skills taught her in PAU. And so standing with Professor Alos is the director of the EDC, Peter Bankole. Thank you. And the final award at this convocation is the Leadership Prize. The Leadership Prize for 2021 goes to Peter Osilike. Peter is best described, the leader as servant. Once joining the PAU community, he had been involved in moving the clubs or student-led activities forward. He was a member of the Euphoria Dance Club, of the founders of the Drama Club, that played an instrumental role to raise funds for charity through the play they put up. He was a peer tutor and a pioneer peer tutor for the first-year interaction groups, a program which was put in place to help first-year students really make their way into the university. A great MC for events organized by the university, but more than anything else, what exemplifies this young man is his care for others. Today we have a project in the school called the Happy Wall. This was the brainchild of Peter Osilike. This project, basically, members of the PAU community are able to donate food to a bank where students who need it can get free meals. So I present to you the winner of the Leadership Award in 2021, Peter Osilike.
I must say, before I give him the plaque, makes me very happy to give you this plaque, as it is proof that after all, men may still have a future in this country. Thank you.
Vice Chancellor, sir, I now call on the best graduating student, who has also been chosen as the valedictorian, to deliver her valedictory speech.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Emmanuel Rachel, and I'm thrilled to stand before you as your valedictorian today. So, when I was supposed to give this speech, I was told I was going to have only 5 minutes, but since this is my last time to rebel, I might take a bit longer. Okay. So, I would like to dedicate this award first to my late mom and to my entire family for supporting me throughout my time in PAU. And on behalf of the class of 2021, I would like to thank everyone who has helped us get to these very moments in our lives. To our parents for the tireless sacrifices they made to help us get a good education. To our lecturers for impacting our lives, both within and outside the classroom, by going over and beyond to equip us with the skills we need to thrive in the world. To the school administration for creating a safe and beautiful environment for learning. And lastly, to each and every one of us graduating today, for being there for each other through the good and trying times, and making our years in PAU memorable. So first, I'll have to say that it's amazing how 4 years have gone by. And I remember in October of 2017, during our orientation week, full of optimism and bright eyes, waiting to get the best university experience we could from PAU. And I also remember how our first years, still settling into university, and having just finished our first semesters, looking at the then year fours and thinking how long it was going to take us to get to that position. And I remember Hafizu telling me that we had like 1,300 days to graduation. And I honestly almost lost my mind at that. Then came second year. So this was the time that it dawned on many of us that we were really in university, because we were interested in starting a business in our entrepreneurship course. And then during this time, many of us lost our minds from that one group member, they know themselves, who really put us through a lot of stress and who we wanted to beat up sometimes. And then this was the year that we also learned that two types of courses existed in PAU. The ones we actually came to study, and then the ones we called by the lecturers' names, which mass comm students can relate to. Then came third year, when we all thought to ourselves, year 4 is so close. And then COVID-19 struck. And we all tried to deal with the frenzy and the panic that the pandemic caused. And during this time, we were introduced into the sweet world of muted mics and Zoom with online classes, which I must confess that many of us joined classes and went MIA. That's missing in action. And I have no idea how we managed to go through online classes. Then finally was final year, where the end was finally in sight, and we finally got our long-awaited lecture-free days. Then we got the great news that we couldn't leave school because of COVID restrictions. And I remember at that time thinking my social life, which was personally non-existent, disappearing. And then the final year experience was bittersweet because at this time, we were introduced into the world of project writing, where we learned from our supervisors how we almost didn't quite get the idea of, mind you, our own ideas. And we also learned how to deal with the pressures of project deadlines. And looking back, I must confess that I'm really proud of every one of us for surviving and making it today here, despite the obstacles we faced in PAU, like the many sneak attacks of the sanction notices and the drug test, which always kept us on our toes, the endless projects that were thrown at us by the lecturers who I think believed we only offered their own course, our arguments with the security at the dress code gates about how our skirts, which we had worn previously about 5 times to school, certainly didn't fit with the dress code policy. And how at that very moment, you see someone wearing the exact same thing, making it into school. But despite the hassles of our PAU experience, I can't imagine our university experience being anywhere else. Because PAU has taught us so many life lessons, and it has been fundamental to helping me find myself as an individual. Through PAU, I was given the opportunity of learning from professionals who in their facilitating transferred the love they had for their careers to us. And then most importantly, PAU has helped many of us gain lifelong friends. For me, I met Tega, Hafizu, Edmond, Isioma, Ese, Farida, Demola, and the rest of the people in my accounting class who have made my university experience quite memorable. And now, at the beginning of the speech, I spoke of how Hafizu counted down to the last day of school. And I also think back to the times that people told us that we would miss our university days once we were finally done. And at that time, it sounded a lot like crazy talk to me. But being out of school for a few months now, I've come to see that those words were quite true. Because I, like many of us here, look so forward to finishing school so that we could go on to finally start our lives and have the wardrobe that we chose. But I've come to realize that we didn't need to finish school to finally start our lives, because we were living in those times that we spent in our classrooms, in the moments we hung out with our friends, in the thousands of donuts that we ate from the cafeteria, in those weeks of tests that we absolutely detested, and in those times we argued with the security personnel at the gate. And all through our lives, we spend moments hoping for when the next one will come, which we certainly know will be better. And then we get so caught up in waiting for that next moment that we believe will surely be better, that we forget to enjoy the present moment. And then going out into the bigger world, it's very easy to get caught up in looking forward to ending our NYSC year, to ending our internship periods, to getting promotions and finally reaching the height of our careers. However, in looking forward to these important milestones, let us never forget to savor the journey in the miles, because in wishing and waiting out our stressful present moments away, we fail to realize that we wish and wait out our lives. Finally, class of 2021, the time has come for us to go out into the bigger world, to get jobs and kiss our allowances goodbye. And make sure to get graduation gifts that equal those allowances for at least a year. And then by now, some of us know what we want to do with our lives, and then some of us have absolutely no idea. And it's true that it might be hard for us to get to where we want to get to. because some of our goals may in fear in our hearts. But I would like to tell everyone to always reach for their goals, even if they make you afraid, because it's better to do it afraid than never to do it at all. And true courage lies not in the absence of fear, but in moving forward in the presence of fear. And I must confess that I'm so excited to see what we've all gone to accomplish in the world, because looking at us now, I see seated future industry leaders, talented designers, artists, entrepreneurs, business moguls, trendsetters, and barrier breakers. And once again, I'd like to congratulate the class of 2021 for making it.
Thank you, Rachel. So now we have a fresh set of graduates. And the next thing is, you still belong to the Pan-Atlantic University community. You are part of the university. And a natural way through to that is the Alumni Association. And so right now, I'm going to invite Mr. Nana Adim, the President of the Pan-Atlantic University Association, Alumni Association, ably represented by the Vice President, Mr. Oscar Oyinsam, to please induct the new graduates to the Alumni Association. Please a round of applause for him.
Good afternoon, everyone. Vice Chancellor, ladies and gentlemen, standing on all existing protocols. I'm here on behalf of the President, who is unavoidably absent, and he sends his regards, his apologies, and congratulates each and every one of you. So I have two versions, long version of the speech and a short version. All in favor of the short version, say aye. And the ayes have it. The Alumni Association, which we have just recently been sworn into, is a very integral part of the legacy of Pan-Atlantic University. And the reason is very simple. The world that you have lived within the walls of the school and the world that you're about to enter are two completely different ones. And I graduated about 9 years ago or so, PT2, SMC, and I was sitting right where you are right now, and we were excited, we were eager, but the world hits you with a blow that sends your brain the other way around. It's expected, it is natural, it is allowed. But what I want to share with you very quickly before the play is that the person beside you, behind you, in front of you, are the people that will get you through. A point will come when it isn't about your degree, or your job title, or your allowances, or your salaries, or your wages, or the car you drive, or where you live. It will be about that person who has your back in the walls of this school, and you have kept that relationship going. When you do have the time, send a kind word, a text message, go for your colleague's wedding, birthday parties. If you can save up, go to Mauritius and have a nice time. But the point is, relationships are very valuable. On behalf of the President, I want to make a promise to each and every one of you and the school that we have set about to ensure that the alumni is better than we left it. On a final note, I want to say that the next 10 years, not just for you, but for our country, is very important. And those of you in this room, somewhere down the line, will help shape the future. Please don't forget why you chose Pan-Atlantic University. It is the best. The work ahead is tough, but we were built and we were born for a day such as this. So be proud. Congratulations once again. And of course, thank you very much. Can all the graduates please stand for the pledge? Please repeat after me. I, your name? A bit louder. This is your name. I, your name, have completed the insert your school, Pan-Atlantic University, desired to be admitted into its Alumni Association. I do solemnly affirm that I fully subscribe to the aims and objectives of the association and will at all times contribute to the improvement of society through the observance and promotion of ethics in my business dealings. I will devote time and resources towards the development of the PAU and the association. I will adhere to the Constitution of the association. So help me God. Congratulations and welcome to the alumni.
A warm applause for the PAUAA. And now we have a special rendition by the Pan-Atlantic University Choir. The Pan-Atlantic University Choir.
silence isn't quiet, and it feels like it's getting hard to breathe, and I know you feel like dying, but I promise we'll take the world to its feet and move mountains, bring it to its feet and move we have each other, and for that we have each other.
We will rise, we will rise, we will rise. Oh, we rise.
I'll rise up.
Rise like the day, I'll rise up.
In spite of the age,
I will rise 1,000 times again. Rise up, I like the waves, we'll rise up. In spite of the age, we'll rise up. And we'll do it 1,000 times again. For you.
You know, I think it's never been truer, this saying that it's not the size of the dog, but the size of the fight in the dog. Well, I'm sure when I said the choir, we expected maybe 40 people. Well, COVID has done many things, and this is one of it, but I think that duet was beautiful. Once again, a round of applause for the PAU choir. Well, we've gradually come to the end of this ceremony. But before that, I would like, on behalf of the Vice-Chancellor, to say a word of thanks to all who have made this day possible. In a special way, to the graduates, their parents, for the faith they have put in the institution. We thank also the visiting Vice-Chancellors from different universities, members of council, senate, staff, and students of the university. Thank you so much for making this day memorable. Vice-Chancellor, sir, I have the honor to invite you to declare this congregation closed.
I hereby declare the congregation closed.
Immediately after the national anthem and university anthem, the procession will leave the auditorium in the reverse order. Please, in the reverse order, while all will stand and wait. Thank you. The anthems, please. Please rise.